In this module, you will learn about driving in fog and sandstorm. Let's discuss how to drive safely in fog. Driving in fog. Fog is like a cloud, forms at the surface of the earth, made of tiny water droplets suspended in the air. In general, fog is formed whenever there is a temperature difference between the ground and the air, that is, when warm or moist air passes over a cool surface. It can be patchy, dense, or light. Fog can be one of the most dangerous weather conditions for both new and experienced drivers. Fog has the potential to reduce visibility significantly, so it can cause drivers to lose focus on the road. It can lead to the pile-up accident, where many vehicles crash into each other, causing injuries and fatalities. Tips for driving safely in fog. Before the trip, check weather forecasts. If there is a fog warning, delay your trip until it clears. Usually it is based on the cooler months. While driving, if there is a fog, follow these do's and don'ts to drive or ride safely. Do's. Use low-beam headlights. High beams reflect off the moisture droplets in the fog, making it harder to see. If the vehicle is fitted with fog lights, use them, in addition to the low beams. Keep the windows and mirrors clean. Use the defroster and wipers to maximize vision. Bike riders should keep their visor clean. Drive at a speed that suits the conditions. Increase the following distance. Use pavement markings for the guidance on road. Consider right edge rather than the center line. Be patient and avoid unnecessary lane changing, passing, or crossing traffic. Watch and obey for any electronically operated warning signs. Open windows slightly to listen for traffic or hazard if visibility is low. Reduce any possible distractions by turning the radio down or turning off the phone to keep the attention fully on the road. Remember, if the fog is too dense to continue, pull completely off the road and try to position your vehicle in a safe parking area. Turn on your emergency flashes in addition to keeping on your low-beam headlights. Don'ts. Don't use hazard lights to warn others about the fog. Use it only in case of an emergency, as they are designed to warn other motorists that the vehicle is on a full stop or there is a road hazard ahead. Don't stop on the traveled portion of the road, as it could make the first link in a chain reaction collision. Don't speed up suddenly, even if the fog seems to be clearing, as the fog could be in patches and could come back suddenly. Don't overtake slow-moving vehicles unnecessarily. Don't continue driving if the fog is too dense. Visibility and speed. Studies show that motorists choose to drive at speeds where they would be incapable of stopping to avoid obstacles in the roadway, even if they were to identify and react to the obstacle immediately at the border of visibility distance. If motorists drive faster than visibility permits, severe multiple vehicle crashes could occur. Motorists should slow down more than they would on their own when driving in fog. If the road has the variable message sign and it displays the speed limit, motorists must follow that, as it is dynamic speed limit based on the available visibility. Remember, always watch your speed. You may be going faster than you think. If so, reduce speed gradually. Driving in sandstorm. Sandstorms arise when wind speed is able to lift the top layer of sand from the ground and push it in every possible direction. It usually occurs near the sandy or desert areas. Similar to fog, driving in a sandstorm is another dangerous condition on the road. It affects all motor vehicles and their drivers to drive safely on the road, such as it reduces visibility due to sand in the air or on the windscreen, affects vehicle or bike control due to wind or cross pressure, decreases the tire grip due to the sand on the road, hides road markings due to the sand accumulation on the road. Due to these difficulties, it increases the risk of a crash. During the sandstorm, there is less that can be done, so it is better to avoid driving. Look for a safe place to pull completely off the paved portion of the roadway and engage the parking brake. Turn off all the lights. including hazard lights, in order not to confuse or misguide other vehicles approaching from behind. Stay in the vehicle with the seatbelts buckled and wait for the storm to pass. Motorcycle riders should consider this extremely, as it affects their ability to ride safely. While driving, if there is a sandstorm, follow these safety rules and tips. Do's. Use headlight to see and be seen by others. Keep windows up and vents closed. Keep a firm grip on the wheel with both hands. Drive at a speed that suits the conditions. Keep an appropriate distance between the vehicle and the vehicle in front. Be patient and avoid unnecessary lane changing, passing, or crossing traffic. Watch and obey for any electronically operated warning signs. Reduce any possible distractions by turning the radio down or turning off the phone to keep the attention fully on the road. Don'ts. Don't use the hazard lights while driving through the sandstorm. Don't speed, swerve, or apply sudden braking. Don't stop the vehicle or motorcycle in the middle of the road if the view is blocked suddenly. Try to move aside. Don't overtake heavy vehicles, especially on open roads, as the winds, along with the wave of air, can affect the stability. Slippery and sandy roads. Motorists should always read the road well ahead and take the weather conditions into consideration. They should check their mirrors and slow down when they see the road surface deteriorating. Keep off soft verges and look out for sand, gravel, or chippings, as they can make the surface very slippery. Report on accident casualties. On the roadway, there are a lot of things that can be controlled, like behavior, speed, distraction, and many others. However, one thing that cannot be controlled is the weather. During adverse weather conditions, the roadway becomes more dangerous because it not only affects the roads, but also impacts a driver's operating abilities and the flow of traffic. Even the most experienced and skilled drivers need to be extra careful in bad weather to avoid crashes. Data collected from the traffic regulatory authorities clearly demonstrate that the adverse weather conditions contribute a lot to increased road accident casualties. Often, poor visibility and not adhering to the safety rules at bad weather conditions could lead to a pile-up accident of cars, trucks, trailers, motorcycles, and other vehicles, all crashing into each other. These multiple vehicle collisions are particularly deadly, as the mass of crumpled vehicles makes escape for survivors difficult. Even if survivors are able to exit their vehicles, other cars may strike them. Individual vehicles in a multiple vehicle collision are often hit multiple times at high speed, increasing the risk of injury to passengers who may have survived the first impact. In the meantime, fire can quickly spread via spilled fuel and oil, which can cover the entire crash area. Moreover, because multi-car collisions often result in blocked roadways, it's often difficult for fire and rescue vehicles to get to the crash site quickly. Other consequences of bad weather like fog and sandstorm are the loss of vehicle control, which often results in single vehicle crashes. This can include accidents like running off the road and colliding with the static objects like lampposts, guardrails, parked vehicles, and so forth. It is always recommended that when severe weather conditions are occurring, drivers or riders should pull over to the safe side of the road and wait until the roads have become safe to drive on once again.